Yes. Okay, so we were discussing this provision. So valuation of purchase investor or interest-free loans, as we were talking about it. Employer is giving loan to the employee. I was talking about, I will repeat a word that I mentioned. The word is benefit. Is the employee getting any benefit? If the loan in the market is being given by banks at suppose 7%, and employer is also giving at 7%, do you think any benefit is given to the employee?
No, Dheeraj. But
No.
if there's any
However,
other, like if any provisions are given, like not provision, like for example, if any advantage, like you can pay after 2 months instead of paying every month EMI, you can pay once in 2 months. If those kind of things has been given, benefits have been given, then it employees in benefit.
no, let me ask one more question. I had a
Yes.
follow-up question. Suppose in the market the interest rate is 7%, employer is giving the loan at 9%. Do you think any benefit is given to the employee?
No, it's in loss, right?
Yeah, everybody agrees, right? There is no benefit to him. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. However, if the market rate is 7% again, however, the employer gives him a 5% rate, giving loan at 5%, then is there a benefit to the employee? Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Then only our tax will come into picture, because tax comes into picture whenever an employee gets a benefit. So the tax has to be paid on that benefit. Now, how to calculate value of that benefit, which we call at value of the perquisite. Perk is nothing but another name of benefit. Now, how do we calculate the value? You simply deduct the interest rates. You know, this 7% that I told, that is what they're saying as SBI rate. 7% minus 5%, that comes to 2%, right? 2% into your outstanding balance. That will be your value of the perquisite. Got it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all this. This is confusing. I will say rate as per SBI minus rate of employer into our loan balance. Understandable? Yes? Any doubts?
Yes.
Yeah. So we will just remember this much. We don't have to remember all that steps. That is,
Do we need to multiply months also?
Loan balance, when I say the whole balance, not the monthly balance. Okay.
Okay.
Not the monthly balance. So rate as per SBI minus rate of employer into loan balance. That's all we have to remember. So whenever there is a concessional rate of interest, loan is provided at concessional interest rate. In that case, our PERC value will be rate as per SBI minus rate of employer into loan balance. Now let's go to the question. Here is the question. The company has given him housing loan of 4 lakhs payable in 8 years during the previous year at 3% per annum. SBI rate is 9.45%. Quickly, somebody tell me what is the taxable value for this year?
6.45% into 4 lakhs.
Yeah.
That comes to
25,800.
perfect. 25,800. Now that we have discussed that, can somebody remind me what was the provision for rent-free accommodation?
Yeah. Rent-free accommodation was, if it is owned by the company, then above 25 lakhs of population, it is 15%.
Perfect.
And 10 to 25 is 10%.
Perfect.
Below 10 is 7.5%. And
Yes.
if it is rented on lease, then it is either 15% of the salary of the employee or the rent payable, whichever is lower.
Perfect. Now, what was the provision for interest-free loan? Sorry, concessional rate interest loan. What was the value of the perquisite taxable?
It is the loan balance multiplied by the rate at the bank minus the rate by the employer.
Perfect. Now, one person is answering. Please, everybody try to revise with us. Seriously, this helps a lot. I'll tell you, after today's discussion only, you will realize these provisions, you don't have to look at it anymore. You have already remembered those. So many times when you talk about it now, And especially when you do a group discussion, this is the best thing, to be honest. By just sitting by yourself, this is not possible, because you lose that interest, you lose that that vibe. But you have that in a group when you are talking with people, and especially studying in a group. So the number of times I'm telling you, I'm going to talk about this any time this provision comes, we're going to again repeat these provisions. And automatically, similarly, how we remembered the golden rules, exactly in the similar way we will remember this, and automatically we'll buy her. So that will happen. You just have to do that effort from your end whenever we are revising it, because I cannot go and ask everybody. One person when revising, everybody just do it with her or him, as the case may be. Yeah. Now moving on to the other provision. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to wait for 2 seconds.
Dheeraj, one
Yeah.
small question. It says that 4 lakhs is repayable, assuming that this is the first year, right? So that the loan balance is the whole loan amount.
No, that is not given, right, in the question. That is not provided.
Okay.
That assumption we have to take, that this is the first year only.
Okay.
That is actually not given in the question. So, which is why we have to take an assumption that 4 lakhs is the principal value outstanding one. But otherwise, it gets complicated, right?
Okay.
It makes our job a little difficult. So let's make it easy. Yeah.
It's clearly mentioned, Dheeraj, like repayable in 8 years means the balance amount is 4 lakhs. Repayable in 8 years.
No. If I assume that the 4 lakhs was actually given last year, still I will say 4 lakh was given as a loan, which is repayable in 8 years. But now 1 year is already over, 7 years is left, right? If I take that assumption. So that is possible, but that makes our job very hard, because we have to now calculate the interest part and deduct the interest part to calculate the principal amount already paid. Then finally, a balance principal, what is left out, on that we will calculate. Let's not make our job very difficult. It's very simple question. Yeah, whatever value is given, you multiply with that. Yes.
Got it.
And let's any more other questions, please?
Yeah, Dheeraj, I still didn't catch that point. So if we are taking this 25,800, we are only deducting this tax for 1 year, or all the 8 years this amount is to be given?
So I'll ask you a question to answer your question. Tell me that 25,800 is for 1 year or 8 years, looking at the formula.
It should be for 8 years, right?
Are you sure? When you calculated the interest, right? Did you multiply 8 anywhere?
No, I didn't.
No, right? So that is per annum, isn't it? So that interest is per annum, right?
Oh, okay.
So that is for 1 year.
Ashwati, like, we are calculating tax for the assessment year, right? 21-22. We are not calculating tax for the next future years, right? It will be always for the current year. Means prior years will be like calculating assessment year. Means we are assessing the prior year's income earned in the coming year. Right? It is never like for future years. It is always like for 1 year, as Dheeraj mentioned. We can't calculate for 8 years in advance. The tax, what the person is going to pay.
Yeah, just thinking that this guy's salary is 26,000 and he has taken 4 lakhs loan. So per year he has to pay 25,800 again.
No.
But that's the taxable amount.
Yes.
Not the
tax.
Yes.
So this tax, yearly he has to pay this tax, is it?
No.
I'm not getting it.
That's
So
not
this-
of his income.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dheeraj, you will explain better.
No problem. Go ahead. No, please.
So he's getting this much of benefit by taking the interest from the company instead of the bank. So that is considered as his income. So like on our income, there'll be a certain % tax levied. So on this much 26,800, there'll be a certain amount of tax levied, and whatever that result comes to, that much only this person will pay.
Oh, so this is not the tax he is paying.
No. Just taxable amount.
Yeah.
That's what my question to
Like
Ashwati,
almost salary, you can say.
I'll
Another part of his salary.
I'll give an example and we will move on from there. Ashwati, suppose you received a bonus in one of the months, okay? Suppose 20,000 you received. Along with your normal salary, you received a bonus of 20,000. So that 20,000 you received, that is taxable, right? So
Yeah, it is.
you have to pay tax for that.
Yeah, I have
Should that tax be 20,000 only?
No, it
Should
should
it?
not be.
It should not be 20,000, right? So what is that 20,000 then?
Amount I received.
Yeah. So that is taxable value, isn't it? That is not tax.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay,
that is what is
okay,
called
yeah.
taxable value. So
Okay.
on that we will separately calculate tax. Similarly, this 26,800 is a taxable value.
Taxable value.
Yes. On that we will separately calculate tax.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Any other questions, please? Okay. Let's move on to the next provision that I have in mind.
Just quick
yes.
check,
Yes.
Dheeraj.
Yeah.
So could you please go back to that screenshot, like
Yes.
where we have the question? Yeah. So now we are just calculating like what is the amount on which the tax is going to get applied. So from
Correct.
each section, from section A, B, C, D, E, right?
Correct.
And total, we are going to add those amount, and then we are putting the, based on this slab, we are deducting 30%, 40%, whatever the amount we are going to apply as a taxable amount.
Yeah.
On total amount, right?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. There are some other calculations also, but overall you said as a kind of gist, brief kind of calculation. Yes, you are right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The third one, it says valuation of perquisite in respect of movable assets sold by an employee to his by an employer to his employee at a nominal price. It's a big sentence, but are you able to understand what this table is talking about? Valuations of perquisite in respect of movable assets sold by an employer to his employee at nominal price.
Discounted price.
So what is happening? What benefit the employee is getting?
He is getting the product less than the market price with a discounted price. In market, like the MRP.
Did everybody get that? What Sami said? He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yes. So you agree with the fact that he should be taxed for it, right? He's getting some benefit, right?
Yes.
Now let's look at all three calculations. One is for electronic equipments, one is for motor car, one for other assets. Almost everything is same in all three, only the percentage is different. Okay. One electronic equipment is 50%, motor car is 20%, and other assets is 10%. What is happening here? We are deducting the depreciation from actual cost. Then from that we are deducting the actual recovery. Whatever balance is left out, if it is positive, then that becomes our value of taxable value. Yes. Now let me remind you the calculation of depreciation. If anybody remembers, what is a depreciation?
It is the reduction of value of the asset over a period of years.
Absolutely correct. That is awesome. Due to any reason? There was this phrase that I told.
Wear and tear or
perfect. Wear and tear is the perfect one. Now teacher looks for those words only in your answer to give you marks. So when we had two methods of depreciation, one was straight line depreciation, another was reducing balance method of depreciation, or WDV, written down value method. In the written down value method, what used to happen? Can somebody does anybody remember? Otherwise I will discuss, not a problem.
just remember the straight line method.
Yeah, some fixed value we used to deduct, something like that, right?
Okay, that you told was for straight line only. Suppose you have a asset value that is 10,000. Okay, now suppose life of the asset is 10 years. What is the amount of depreciation per year?
1,000.
This is which method?
Straight line.
This is straight line, simple calculation. Okay. Another example. Suppose you have 10,000 value. Now your percentage of depreciation is 10%.
Okay.
Percentage of depreciation is 10%. Now tell me the first year's depreciation.
10,000 minus 1,000, so 9,000.
No. First is depreciation only. 1,000 you said, right?
Yeah.
How did you calculate? 10,000 into 10%, right?
Yes.
What is the second year's depreciation?
10,000
900.
minus 1,000. So,
Nine-
sorry, 10% of
900.
9,000.
900.
Perfect. 9,000 into 10%, that comes to 900. Now, what is the third year's depreciation now?
800.
800 is the wrong answer.
9,000
Sorry,
minus
yeah, yes.
900, 10% of that. So 810.
Does everybody remember this calculation?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
income tax, what they tell is we are going to allow depreciation in the WDB only, reducing balance method only. Yes. So this 50%, 20% and 10% is for reducing balance method. Yes. Now, for how many years? For whatever years that has been put to use now in the company. Yes. Completed number of years. Months will not be considered. Completed number of years will be considered. Now, now simple calculation, isn't it? Actual cost minus the depreciation, you then minus the recovery. Recovery as in if the company charging something to the employee, then whatever is the balance that you are determining as the taxable value. Any doubts in this calculation, please?
No, we are good. Dheeraj.
Yes.
Please
So
go.
cost minus depreciation minus recovery is your final value. And for electronic items, it is 50%, motor cars is 20%, and other assets is 10%. Yes. Electronic equipment 50%, motor car 20%, other assets 10%. Let's go to the question now.
So year doesn't matter here, right? So it can be
year-
1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years.
No, it does
Like
matter. It does matter. It does matter. Let's look at this question. I think your question will be answered automatically. Let's
No,
read
the
this.
percentages deduction, the 50% for mobile phone, that will be remain same, right? It doesn't matter like how many years are there. Calculation value might be matter, but the deduction table.
The rate will remain same. Yes. 50% will remain as 50%. Yes.
Okay.
You are right. Now the question reads: the company had purchased a car on 1/5/2018 for 2,50,000. This car is sold to Mr. Raj on 1/7/2020 for 1,20,000. You have to tell me the taxable value, please. If you need my
So
help, please let me know.
2018 to 2020, we will do the depreciation. Whatever amount is left out, we will subtract 1,20,000 from that.
Perfect. Do the calculation, please.
The difference from 5th January to 7th January, does that have any repercussions on our calculation? Because it's not one before April and one after.
Number one, let me just clarify. It is DDMM. Okay, it is 1st May to 1st July. Okay. Now second is you have to consider only completed years. Okay. Whatever portion of months is left out, no, ignore that. Got my point?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Completed years only.
2 years.
For motor, it is 10%, right? For motor car, 10% deduction, right?
You remind me, Sami. It is incorrect. 10% is the wrong answer. What was the percent?
50% was for electronics food. I'm not able to recall the for motor car. Like how
Not a
much
problem.
percentage.
What was the second one?
20%.
What was the third one? Yes, he answered already. Yeah.
What was it? Sorry, I did not hear you.
It is
20%.
20%.
Oh, 20%. So last one is 10%.
Last one is
other
10%.
estates- Other
Yes,
estates.
yes, correct. That is absolutely correct.
Is it going to be 40,000 then?
40,000 is the correct answer. Yes. Oh, so yeah, that is correct. Absolutely correct. Did everybody get 40,000? Yes.
Dheeraj, one thing I noticed is that it helped to use the compound interest like formula. I mean, instead of subtracting 20,000, if we just multiply 80% twice.
Yeah. So look at this. Okay, my calculation. I have done exactly what you said. You see?
Okay.
Yeah. You can do that. You definitely can do that.
You are a pro, Dheeraj. Of course, you
No,
can do
no.
this.
Yeah. And one more thing, I'm not focusing on the presentation. Okay, presentation will come and go. Okay, that is fine. Remembering the provisions, only one thing that I'm focusing on right now. So everything else is secondary as of now. So you guys take care of that while solving the questions to yourself.
Dheeraj, I'm not getting it. I'm lost. So what I understood is
Yeah.
from May 2018 till May 2019, it is 1 year,
Okay.
right? And from May 2019 to May 2020, irrespective of the month, it is 2 years. So 2 years of depreciation,
Correct.
right?
Mhm.
So company has sold it in the month of July of 2020. So we'll take after 20th May. So 20th May, I mean, it's not 20th May. In the month of May 2020, the employer is selling the car. So 20% of 2,50,000, the
Mhm.
first deduction, right?
Okay.
So which will come to 50,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. 50,000.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then 20% of 50,000.
No, you are incorrect.
Then whoa.
You forgot to calculate the balance.
Okay, 2 lakhs. Okay, got it. So 2 lakhs. Okay, 20% of 2 lakhs.
Yes.
So it will come to 20,000.
That will come to
Right.
20,000. No, 20%, right?
Sorry, 40,000.
Yeah.
20%.
So what is the total depreciation
Then
that you have?
we have 90,000.
90,000. Your car cost is 2,50,000, right? Our formula said
Correct.
cost minus depreciation total minus recovery, right? Remember?
Correct.
So cost is
So
2,50,000 minus 90 comes to how much?
90,000 minus 1,20,000. 40,000.
What? 40,000 is your final answer, you said, right?
Yeah, final.
Perfect. Yes, that is correct. Yeah,
So
everybody
this is
got
the
it, right?
taxable value, right? But you showed something 80%. What was that? Like Anvisha mentioned, it's a
No,
short
forget about it.
calculation.
No, forget about it. That was just another approach of doing the same thing. Forget about it. We don't have to focus on that. It's all right. Just do this in normal approach. That's absolutely fine. Now that we are done with it, Sami, can you remind me what was the rent-free accommodation provision?
Okay. So you want me to say from the starting or
Rent-free accommodation
Rent-
provision.
okay,
Tell me
rent
what
free?
was the provision?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. If population is more than 25 lakhs, then it is 15%.
Mhm.
If it is between 10 lakhs and 15 lakhs, then it is 10%. And if it is less than 10 lakhs, then it is 7.5%.
This is for which category?
If this accommodation is owned by the employer.
Perfect. What is the other category?
If the employer is hiring a private accommodation,
Yeah.
Then it is 15% of the employee salary.
Yes.
If not, which like rent, whatever is rent
Yeah.
is lower,
Yeah.
whether it is 15% is lower or whether the rent is paid lower.
Perfect.
then-
Perfect. Tell me the concessional loan taxable value.
Concession loan taxable value. My memory is getting loose, so let me.
Not a problem. You remember and
No, it's okay.
I'll wait. Or look
it
at the
is
calculations.
for- No, let me recall it.
Sure, sure.
It is for bank account, right? Loan transition, right?
Go ahead. Yes, yes.
Loan concession. Sorry, I'm not able to recall. But I remember this asset one.
No. Let's go one by one only. Anybody else who wants to pitch in, please, in place of Sami?
It's rate as per SBI minus rate given by the company into loan balance, is it?
Perfect. Sami, did you remember that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now I recall it.
Perfect. Now let's go to the car value. Car sold. In fact, any asset
Okay.
sold.
Okay. So first one is electronics rules. It is like how much? 20%? No, not 20%. 50%.
Yes.
And if it is a motor car, it is 20%. And if the other assets,
It is
10%.
perfect. And what was the calculation?
Okay, it will take the depreciation of the first payment, like not first payment, like the company purchased for whatever value. It will take the 50% of the electronics good. Means, for example, if
No. Say very simply. Okay. No. I'll tell you. I'll make it very short and crisp. Cost minus depreciation minus recovery.
Okay, you asked me formula. Okay.
That's all. Yes. Cost minus. So the way the more crisp it is very easy to remember, because you have to revise those words only many number of times. Cost minus depreciation minus recovery. For first one it was 50%, motor car it is 20%, and the other assets is 10%. That's all. Got it?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now let's end this here. So we have another set of provision for motor car. So that is slightly different. That is about
car driver comes into picture.
Yes. So that is about motor car use, not sell. So I'm not going to cover that because this is not there in this question. So today we have only covered 3 provisions. So I have deleted other parts of the question because
There's one more, right? Diwali purchases for office gifts.
I'm going to go there. One second. So these 3 provisions, what we have taught is we are going to repeat it as and when we will be facing these going forward. Now let's, Sami said, let's go to the last one. He made Diwali purchases for office gifts amounting to 19,000 on his credit card. This amount, along with the annual fee of 1,500, was paid by the company. Can somebody tell me what is the benefit received by the employee?
He got 1,500 rupees concession because company paid to him.
If you assume that credit card is a personal credit card, right? If you assume that credit card is provided by the company, if that credit card is provided by the company to him for official purposes only, official purposes only, is that still a benefit? What do you think?
Yes, because he has purchased for office purpose, right? Office gifts.
No. Is that a benefit received by employee?
If the corporate credit card is,
imagine your place. Okay. So company gives you a credit card, tells you do some shopping for Diwali for the office decoration and all, and you use that credit card and you bought it and you took it to office, and decoration and all is done by some other people. On that credit card, some processing fee, some annual fees, 1,500, and the company pays it. Do you think you have received any benefit?
Yes, because
what benefit have you received?
No, if it is office given, no benefit received, right?
No benefit, right? Tell me, Sami, what is the benefit that you have received?
See, for example, if you're having a personal credit card, right?
No,
so we have to
I'm
pay
not
an
talking
annual
about that. No. As I said, you're right. When it is personal credit card, that is different. When it is a credit card solely for official purposes, in that case only I'm focusing on right now. What do you think?
No benefit, because whoever is having the credit card, whether it's employer owned, whether it's employee owned, we have to pay the annual. So company is paying.
Perfect. if there is no benefit, should there be a tax?
No.
No, right? So
No.
that's what I was getting at from the beginning only. So this transaction or this incident that is given is actually not taxable in the hands of the employee because he is not getting any benefits on it in the first place. Again, assumption we are taking is what? The credit card is for official use only. So as I said in the beginning, as sir also said in the class, take assumptions, make notes, and make your work easy. Don't make it complication. You know, as long as our work is easy, it's very much fine. Yes, makes sense, right? So
Yeah.
this falls under basic understanding. There is no provision for it. Okay, so if something is not giving any benefit, then why should the person be taxed for it? Isn't it?
Correct.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be 0. So whatever values that we have calculated right now, taxable value of rent-free accommodation, taxable value of loan, concessional interest, taxable value of the car sold, and this is coming as 0. We will add that to the salary value. What is the salary? That is 26,000 per month. Yes, 26,000 into 12. So whatever is the total is the taxable salary for the Mr. Raj. Make sense? Yes.
Okay. So let's let it get this compute. Like for example, 26,012. So whatever value we're getting minus like the amount whatever we had.
No. Why minus?
Then how we are going to calculate what is the tax the employee is going to pay?
No, these are all benefits received by employee, right?
No, what I am trying to understand is
no. Tell me something. These 3 or 4 things that we discussed, these are benefits received by employee. Yes.
Correct.
And in addition to 26,000, yes.
Correct.
Yes. So he should pay tax on 26,000. Also these values, right?
Okay, so we have to add those
Yes,
amount.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So you have to add those. Then what you do, that is separate. Then some other calculation is there to calculate tax, that is separate. So what I'm saying is to calculate the taxable salary, you just have to add these taxable values. So the logic is whenever there is a question from income from salary, you just have to, each point will be referring to one provision. If you remember the provision, you will be able to solve it. Make sense? Now just refer to that provision, calculate the taxable value of that particular perquisite or allowance or as the case may be, add that value to your salary value, and that will give you your taxable salary. One thing that you have to deduct is the 50,000 deduction. We will discuss it. Going forward, we will discuss it. I'm not
standard deduction, right?
Yes, standard deduction. I'm not bringing that in today. So because I want to focus on the remembering part. Make sense? Any other questions?
Yeah. So one more question.
Yeah,
let's assume like 26,000 into 12, it comes to 3,12,000. Okay,
yeah.
This is salary. Apart from this salary, it is taxable. We know it. Apart from that, like there are some other benefits. He got like rent-free accommodation. So let's assume just for the sake of understanding.
Yeah.
Let's assume the value for the A is 10,000. So we are adding 10,000 plus 3,12,000.
Yeah.
Then for B, we are getting, let's assume again like 15,000. This is a taxable amount. This is a taxable value which is going to get used to be like apply a tax. Okay. From section C, I'm getting like 5,000, which is liable for tax. And from section D, 0. So let's assume the total of all these somehow. All this will come to 3,42,000. So minus 50,000 standard deduction. Okay, so which is equal to so it comes to 2,92,000. Okay.
Yes.
Now on this 2,92,000, we are going to apply like 30%, 20%, or whatever based on this slab, right? Or whatever.
You're right. Yes.
Okay.
You are right, but you have skipped a lot of things. Okay, you have skipped a lot of things. This is why I was mentioning from the beginning. This is why I was mentioning from the beginning. Forget everything that you already know. We're going to start fresh because if you already have an understanding, that is going to be challenging for us to remember provisions. I mean, by heart provisions. So there are so many other things that you forgot, right? When you talked about sections, every section has a separate tax rate, by the way. You know, there are separate incomes which will have a separate tax rate, which will not fall under the normal slab rates. So I'm not going to discuss that now, but yes, somehow that is the approach. Yes, that is how we are going to do. Any other questions, discussions? If not, then somebody please revise again the 3 provisions that we discussed today, and we will wind up quickly. Rent-free accommodation. Somebody who has not done, please, yet.
I can go if nobody.
No, Anusha, let Ashwathi tell.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Ashwathi, go,
Okay.
please.
Yeah. If the population is greater than 25 lakhs, then 15% of salary to be deducted. And
Perfect.
if it is 10 to 25, it is 10%. And if it is less than 10 lakh, then it is 7.5%.
This is for which
And
category?
This is for the employer owned one.
Perfect.
And leased one, it is either the rent payable or 15% of salary.
Perfect. Whichever is?
Whichever is lower.
Perfect. Let's go to the loan concessional rate.
It's rate as per SBI, deducting the rate as per the employer into loan payable.
Perfect. Now let's go to the sell of an asset, taxable value of a sell of an asset in a concessional value.
It's the written down value method for depreciation. That's only you're asking, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. For the motor car, it should be 20%. For electronic goods, 50%, and other assets, 10%.
Can you repeat the percentages once more?
Yeah, for the electronic goods, 50%.
Perfect.
Motor car, 20%.
Yes.
Other assets, 10%.
Perfect. What is the formula for calculation?
Yeah, then the total cost minus this depreciation total value, then minus the recovery value which the employee got.
Perfect. So today we just had 3 provisions. So I did not shuffle the provisions among themselves. And from the next time around, we'll be shuffling provisions also. I'll be randomly asking some. So as and when we go, the provisions are increasing now. So I can ask any of them. So we'll be revising like this one. It's okay. If you're making a mistake, that's all right. Let's refer it and then only remind us, and that way we can remember. So we'll deal with the next set of provisions going forward whenever I have time, depending on that. I think that's all. I think it's less than 1 minute also. It will end anytime. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Any other questions though?
Tomorrow we are having class or no?
No, I don't think tomorrow it's possible. I have to travel somewhere after the classes. So I don't think it will be possible. Next week, maybe in the weekdays or weekend.
Yeah, weekdays also available.
Yes.
Thanks, Suresh. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, Dheeraj.
No problem.
Yeah. Dheeraj, how you summarize the provisions, it really helps, because the language in the notes, I found it very difficult.
I know very well.
Same here. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Dheeraj, could you please share this Excel with us with the provision?
Let me cover more. Then only I'll share. This is very little, no?
Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Thanks.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Bye.
Thank